Hello everyone, TLSG here, back again with another daily Marvel Snap live stream. And so I appreciate all of you guys that jumped into the stream early. You guys were chatting. I was trying to finish setting up everything, and I was getting distracted by chat. I did not get snapped into oblivion. The 50-50 did not work for me, Pilk. Maybe next time once we snap, I will get affected. Hey Christy, hey Addie. Hey Avik, hey Alexander, hey Jeremiah, and Pilk, and Zoma. Thank you guys so much for being here and joining us for our lunch live stream. We're going to be running some more of the same kind of deck that we ran on our video from today. So if you've seen that, you have a general idea of how the deck list works. It is operating on the fact that with the new featured location, both Devil Dino and Ronan get absolutely insanely large for a good majority of your games. And so we are going to go ahead and jump in. I'm not going to forget to change our view today. I made a mental note to try to remember to switch it so that you guys can see the hand right off the bat. And and Nox, if you haven't seen the recent video, the beard is now gone. And then we're going up against Dunkoro. But it is a District X game, so we are going completely random. Let's go ahead and snap for some interesting content right off of the bat. Oh man, so this is 1000% calculated. If we win, this is because of skill, not because of random luck. So we're either going to start really negative or really positive here. Hey Harry, how's it going? I hope you're having a great day so far. Ooh, so we get a Doc Ock, which may be kind of nice, but we also have the Devil Dino and Mystique in our hand, or we could always Arnim Zola the Doc Ock after we force them to play all of their cards in one location. He started to throw Catwoman. So he may, I'm wondering if he's running or was running a Hela style deck. And Onslaught Citadel is pretty nice as well. Played Doc Ock and Arnim Zola just to mess with him, just to pull them all into one location and then shift them out. So I think I'll probably play something like Devil Dino here. On 5, we can do a Doc Ock, and then we can shift it into this lane and this lane to try to lock down the win. Oh, does it Nox? So it should cut out on a lot of like the background noise. So like whenever I move my hands around the desk, instead of it being like a loud thump, it should kind of help with that. Because I have a limiter in place, so anything below like a certain decibel level shouldn't come through. And so I was tweaking it for like, ooh, and then they get the Sandman, which is okay. I don't think that's a huge loss for us in this game. Mystique, right? Go Devil Dino and Mystique? Or are we just doing Mystique just to play it, and then we hit it with an Arnim Zola? The beard question, never gonna stop. By the way, who is this young man? So I took over TLSG's live stream. I am a younger version of him. Because if we can hit like all of their cards with something like a Doc Ock, we can force it where they don't have many resources to play with. But he was running the Sandman in his list naturally, so maybe we do Mystique, and then we hit that with an Arnim Zola, which would push it here and here. TLSG watching the young man take over. So just so proud. We're gonna go with the Doc Ock just for the interesting start. And then we can. Oh no, we should have pushed it. Oh no, that's not gonna be a good Arnim Zola target now. So maybe we can have this lane locked down. Ooh, the Arnim Zola on the Wasp is going to clog up their board quite a bit. And then 0. So they're running a pretty low to the ground deck. that young man streaming is the new TLSG. The new meaning of TLSG. Yeah, Arnim into the Wasp was huge. Okay, they didn't end up retreating. Pushing that much power here. All they had was the one card that they drew. And so overcoming a power deficit in either of these lanes was going to be difficult. So we could always have done something like an Arnim Zolo to push the power here and here. But a good start to the stream, not showcasing our Ronan deck or anything, but it is a nice start nonetheless. TLSG went back in time and took over the stream. Kang would be proud. Kang phase 4 is about Kang, right? Of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That live stream guy. Hey Ash, how's it going? I hope you guys are having a great day so far. Oh, and then Nox, yeah. What does it stand for? It's that live stream guy. Depending on who you ask, there's several questions, or there's several answers now. According to Tank Up, it is it stands for the littlest snap guy, the littlest snap gamer, or something along those lines. It kind of morphs, but the original answer was that live stream guy. And there's definitely a story behind it. Several years ago, I thought it'd be funny to have a live stream where if you were checking it out and you were trying to tell your friend about it, and they were like, hey, have you seen that live stream guy? And the friend says, which one? And then I only streamed for like a week, and then ended up cutting that live stream. But the joke, or the acronym for the name, kind of stood, that chat kind of picked out for me. And so yes, phase 5. And so I really enjoyed the in-game saga of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I haven't been overly impressed with phase 4 so far. Like I've watched all of them except for Thor: Love and Thunder, but it hasn't gripped me as much as the in-game run. So when they end up snapping here, we do know that this is like a Death Wave style deck. I don't know that Sandman would hurt them too terribly much. But maybe we do a Devil Dino. We can do a Ronan here, and then we could push them here and here. It does kind of hurt their last turn if we do a Sandman, right? We could always do a Sandman, Devil Dino on 5, and then push the Devil Dino from here to here and here. Might be our play. That way they can't push 2 deaths on the last turn. A lunch live stream, the best time of day. Kieran, thank you so much for jumping in and joining us for the lunch live stream. I hope you're having a great day so far. And so I think we play the Devil Dino, or maybe we do the Ronan. We're only going to have 5 cards at the end of it. They're going to have 6, as long as they play each turn. So our Ronan is actually going to be a little bit bigger than our Devil Dino, because they did drop Moon Girl, which I think that timing was perfect for the Sandman, because they were going to probably want to drop several maybe deaths after a wave, but they're not going to be able to do that now. And so we're winning 2 of the lanes. They can only drop 1 card. So we either do a Mystique here, which will take over and win this lane. They can only drop 1, so they're not going to be able to swing any of the other lanes. I think we're good. We're going to go ahead and snap back. I think the Mystique copying the Ronan is going to be our play line. Alexander, this story never gets old. That live stream guy one. I have so many stories. Like it's amazing that I am still as positive as I am, because I was a very gullible child, like very, very gullible.
Victory.
So there was a point in time where my sister told me that an apple was, or a tomato was an apple. I bit into it thinking it was an apple. It was all squishy. I thought it had gone rotten. I don't like tomatoes to this day. And then like there are so many like food related oh man, I was very trusting, a very trusting child. Oh. So they snap. They're running the Patriot Avatar. Do we wait to see if maybe they're running like the Onslaught combo? Which if they are, maybe we can hit it with a Rogue before it goes big. Let's go ahead and kind of try and keep the win streak going. We're gonna keep it at a high level, a high pace today. Sammy, my day was odd. I have been losing from rank 50 to 40. What deck are you running, Sammy? And have you noticed a big shift in the types of players that you're going against? So I know after my very first season with my free-to-play account, that second season, it went from playing primarily bots to primarily humans. And so it made it much, much harder to climb at that point. You're running a Devil Dino deck? And so are you going against like normal players for the most part? The bots seem easier this season versus last? Not sure if they are now balanced. I know there are still a few that feel like they have like the ultimate like counter to every play, but it seems like for the most part they don't bring them out as often. Can you zoom that Mr. Negative variant? Yeah, absolutely. So this is one of the cooler Mr. Negative variants. I do like the aesthetic of this one. I haven't seen too many of the other ones. This one I see the most often. Ralph, is Nick Fury worth the lock? I think he's decent. I think he's decent. I think we are still working on Jubilee leader play. Yeah. I think we're still working on finding a good place for Nick Fury. So I think it's going to be very similar to Gabriel. That's not that's not very that's not very constructive. I think we're still trying to find a really good list for him. So like Thor, when he came out, he felt very underwhelming. You could win and really push one lane. But now he feels like he's in a pretty good place. And so I think he's okay. Right now he does feel a little lackluster. But I don't think he's just completely unplayable either. And so I think we're going to go with Sandman against a Sarah Swarm Mr. Negative deck. I think we need to kind of limit their amount of freedom in their play. And then we can do... We can steal their Wong if we need to, but I don't know that we necessarily want to. And the big house is a little bit rough for us. We don't have any really great cards to play off of. That was a pretty large turn for them. They do have a bigger Devil Dino lane. We're not going to be able to Arnhem Zola anything here. We could try to gamble and Arnhem Zola our Sunspot. Blast. Sky, on the other hand, can't win anything no matter the deck. Losing a lot of games by 1 or 2 points, usually after the double snap. Over time, you'll get there. I think the easiest deck to run right now is a Sarah Miracle deck or a Sarah Swarm, and figuring out the best way to push that power most optimally. So I wonder if... I don't really want to steal this ability. And I do almost want to push something here. Maybe I do the leader this turn. We can do an Arnhem Zola next turn. That way we have 2 potential good targets, and we can flood our board with the rest of their cards. Unless they play something here, and then we're in a pretty tough spot. The big house is rough to play around here, and so they do play into Limbo, which they play Iron Man. So we at least copy that.
I am Iron Man.
So we have the lead in that one for now, but we don't have it in the other one. We haven't actually dropped a card that has... I don't see a way to win this one. The big house is a really rough location for how large our deck is. We have a lot of high power cards. Had we played Iron Man naturally into the Limbo lane, we maybe could have pushed Mystique, but getting a card into the big house was tough since we played Sunspot early. And then we didn't leave I didn't leave myself a good range to do the Arnhem Zola play either. So we are going to go ahead and retreat that one. I don't see a way to win. We're going to go back down to 2 cubes for the day. That is okay. The win streak is over, but not gone forever. Sammy, I wish I had Sarah. I'm still missing 27 cards, so no Ghost Rider or Hela or Arnhem Zola. I think a lot of what I enjoyed was making do with what I had. So yeah, Sarah is like the staple deck, but whenever I was climbing, like the Ghost Rider combo was the most critical, or the Exodia combo, and finding ways to come up with a good deck list. I think that kind of kept me on my toes and made it kind of exciting. And so I'm sure you can definitely find something. Todd, it's Kiln. You can Arnhem oh yeah, so it was Kiln. So we weren't able to play there after turn 4, unfortunately. And so I think we're gonna go away with the Sunspot into one of the other lanes this turn. We can do the double ramp, but I don't know that we don't have any other good use for it. We do want to ramp up into being able to drop Mr. Negative on turn 4. The extra energy that we'll have will just get absorbed by Sunspot. And so thank you guys again for jumping in and joining us for the lunch live stream. I hope everyone is having a great day so far. I think we probably at some point steal the Invisible Woman ability from Kamartaj. I think we let them drop 1 or 2 cards there first. And then we drop our Rogue into this lane so that their cards reveal. If they're running a Hela deck, maybe we force them to accidentally discard it. But I do think we still play the Mr. Negative first, and then we kind of wait to see if they drop resources. So if it is a discard card, their discard cards are going to trigger twice in that location. Ooh, and then we have the leader play, which will be able to double copy anything that we play, which would be good if we had a Sandman. I think we are going to go ahead and steal it now. Since they do have 1 resource there, maybe we can get lucky and force them to discard their Hela if they have it. Or should we wait 1 more turn before we do that? Maybe we wait 1 more turn. I can throw Ronan here. We can do an Arnhem Zola on our last turn, which will push both Sunspot and Ronan over. And then I think next turn, if they drop another resource here, we will still the Invisible Woman ability. Blaskin. I sometimes feel it's much harder without paying as well. Sadly, most of the season pass cards are really good. And yeah, to a point, I definitely do agree. The season pass cards definitely feel like they give you somewhat of an advantage. But like this season's, it's not. I mean, you don't have to get this season pass to be competitive. So it really depends on the season. And then actually, Daredevil overall last season didn't have a huge impact either. Like it was good for control style decks. You saw it a lot for the first couple of days, and then it kind of fell off a little bit after that. I don't think we want to play our Sandman here. If they are running a Hela deck, then they pretty much played a curve anyways. And so it would just hurt us more than it would hurt them, I think. Yeah, Ronan is going to be like 0 power versus their deck. You're right. And so they discard their Giganto, their Death. And can we... Ooh, Infinite, that's not great. Is there a Hela in there somewhere for us? No, there's not. Oh my gosh. Okay, there it is. Whew. The Lady Sif came in to save us. That was awful luck. Out of, what, 6 cards? Out of what? Yeah, 6 cards, 5 cards, and 4 discards. We didn't hit their Hela once, which is absolutely nuts. Oh my gosh, that was very, very close to, to being very bad. Maybe we do. Maybe we do the no. Our Devil Dino's small too, isn't it? Out of the 4 of them, isn't Wave the only really great card that is more or less needed? Wave I think defines a lot of archetypes. So Thor is good, but he's just a high power card overall. And so I think Wave was the most like transformative for the meta at the time. There were a lot of good uses for her. And so I think that's really the only one that feels like it's absolutely required. And so now how do we come up over their power level? I don't know that Arnhem Zola is the play. We can do the Devil Dino mid to try to push some power. We unfortunately, Moon Knight discarded our leader, or else that'd be the play here. I don't think there's a good play line. We're gonna play it out, see if maybe we can come up over their power. Ooh, so the Black Cat is not what we needed.
I am.
Hey Todd, thank you so much for the 10 gifted subs coming in. And so we actually win this one by what? By 1 point? 1 point in the left-handed lane. Oh my gosh. That was not a solid win, but it was a win nonetheless. And then Todd again coming in with the huge gifted sub. And so thank you so much for the 10 gifted.
Hey, welcome. It took you long enough.
And so we will get the cool
Hey, welcome. It took you long enough.
We'll get the cool dad joke coming up several times throughout this
Hey,
throughout
welcome.
the stream this time. And so if you do want to be considered for one of the gifted
Hey, welcome. It took you long enough.
one of the gifted subs, we're gonna start the
welcome. It took you long enough.
we're starting the Wong train. It's ongoing. You can't stop the Wong
Hey,
train.
welcome. It took you long enough.
It seems like they're coming in pretty quickly today. Sometimes it trickles
Hey,
in.
welcome. It took you long enough.
It trickles in throughout the whole stream. So thank you again, Todd.
Hey, welcome. It took you long enough.
Absolutely huge.
Hey,
Man,
welcome. It took you long enough.
what a great start to the stream. I don't think
Hey,
I
welcome.
brought
It
in
took you long enough.
the cubes from that game yet. This is Wong going. This is the Exodia Wong combo. So if you guys are here and you're not a channel member and you do want to be considered for one of the gifted subscriptions that come in the chat, if you tap the gifted icon that should be up there right now, sometimes you have to enable the option to receive a gifted sub. So if you didn't get one and you do want to be considered for one of the gifts in the future, make sure that you have that enabled. And so thank you again, Todd. All of our new members, you do have access to some emojis. We're constantly adding new ones as we get more subs and unlock more slots. I actually have one new one that I'm able to make, and I'm not sure what to put there just yet. So if any of you guys have any ideas or suggestions, definitely throw them my way. And so I think we're going to snap off of this. We have the Psylocke into Mr. Negative before we shuffle our hand. Our hand back into the deck, and then we draw inverted cards. Okay, and so they end up retreating for the easy one cube gain. And I haven't seen the TriSkelion at all today, and I saw it maybe twice in 10 to 15 games yesterday. So it's definitely one that's not appearing that often. And I don't know. This deck list operates pretty well even without it, but having that location pop up really helps elevate your Ronan, your Devil Dino to some pretty crazy power levels. And then TriSkelion gave you Agatha. It did the same thing for me last night. Hey Vichito, thank you so much for jumping in and joining us. I hope that you are having a great day so far. It gave me Agatha earlier, and then last night on yesterday's video, we actually ended up playing two Sandmans in the same location because Agatha was taking over control. It was absolutely awful. And then let's see, Joshua, I also feel like I've seen it a handful of times. It hasn't been very many. It's always hit or miss. Sometimes the featured location, you see it quite often. Other times it feels like it doesn't exist. So Fisk Tower, I felt like I almost never saw it. Mitchell, are you headed out? Later, man. I enjoyed the heck out of your videos and vibe. I got to go to work. All right, thank you so much for jumping in and joining us. I hope you have a good day at work, and I'm so glad that you're enjoying the content and the videos. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Sorry, I didn't see the message. I try not to read every single one. That way I can kind of keep the flow going. Because our first live stream, I was sitting here reading chat messages more so than playing. And so I'm trying to find a good balance for you guys so that it's not So that's not just completely polarizing for those that just want to chat or those that just want to see the gameplay content. But I do hope you have a good rest of your day. I think we go with the lockjaw rotation here. We have a good amount of randomness. We have the random cards in our deck list. We're going to have 2 Jubilees to pull in more randomness. If we need to, we can extend the game with magic. So I think we start our random rotation here and see what we can make happen. And then Sour Eye, they need to make Agatha and Ego use the God bot mode. That would be amazing. Just being able to fully anticipate everything that the opponent was going to do would be pretty crazy. Cosmo, we're not going to be able to trigger any of our own reveals here anymore, but I think that's okay. They do snap back, so we're going to have a pretty high cube game with the District X. I think the randomness adds takes away the competitive element. So I've been enjoying snapping on like District X, Egos, those sort of, and then the Cosmo comes in, those sort of locations. And so that's not great for us. We will be able to destroy a good chunk of their cards with our Killmonger from the big house. Actually got a TriSkelion now, gave me Magic, Captain Marvel, and Shang-Chi. That's not a bad pull. It's much better than getting Agatha. It's definitely much better than getting Agatha. So here, do we go ahead and drop our Cyclops and our Killmonger? We could always rotate him if we think we need to. We could rotate our Mr. Sinister and then drop our Killmonger. Actually, let's do it first. Let's do Killmonger first, just in case we draw into a 1-cost card. And that will take away a lot of their power kind of across the board. This is going to be a tough win. It's definitely going to be a tough win. Timothy, I see that you are testing out your new emotes. I hope that you enjoy the membership. And thank you so much for jumping in and joining us for the lunch live stream. Hey, Schmitty, how's it going? Yeah, so this is the second District X game this stream so far, and 0 Skelion games. And so as far as the ratio goes, and then we get a Squirrel Girl out of the flip, which is awful. I think we lose this one. We can't play the thing there. We can play our Cyclops there, and we can go for one more rotation with Mystique to try to push our power advantage. I don't like the I don't like my deck apparently. I'd rather play a random set of cards, which I do want to do a challenge at some point where I just generate a random deck, so we have a kind of a pre-existing District X going into a game before we even queue into a match. And then Schmitty, wait, is Todd being awesome again? Yeah, he is definitely coming in clutch for the stream. He gifted 10 more subs today, so we do lose the 8 cube matchup, which puts us negative, but that's okay. It is a random location. We might as well try to push it while we can. They actually had quite a bit of power for it being a random District X game, being able to push 21 and then 12, and it may have been a bot, which would have been why they had the Cosmo counter. But shame the Galactus. I know they could have ran the Galactus, they could have ran the ultimate combo, but they didn't have a place where they could actually play it and it would trigger. And then, yeah, it's humanly impossible to read everything. Yeah, in the first live stream, I got so caught up in just interacting with all of the chat, because I appreciate you guys being here, and I really like interacting with you guys. But then I realized that some of the people that maybe just came in to watch more Marvel Snap, and just kind of have a kind of relaxed version, were kind of missing out because of it. And so we do get the TriSkelion here. Finally, we get the location, and then we get Uatu, which gives us the insight that the third location is the Sanctum Sanctorum. And so do we throw an additional card there, or since we have our Sunspot, we think it's okay? I think I'm going to throw Sentinel just in case they do pull something like a Killmonger or something similar. And because we have that insight, I'm actually going to snap. Knowing that they're probably not going to be able to play cards into this third location, gives us a pretty good advantage against them. Yeah, it's the best. It's the best time to pull Uatu. He was incredibly useful there. It's a negative Wednesday. So overall we've been pretty positive, but we had a couple of District X games where we double snapped and played it out to the end. In the last one we ended up losing 8 cubes. So and so right now we are negative for a negative Wednesday, but that's not going to stop the positivity. I think we play our Lockjaw, and then we can start rotating into our actual deck. So we have some pretty good resources left in our deck. We can do the Uwadu into here. We could do Jubilee to the flip. We can also do a Devil Dino into the Hellfire Club. All of which would be pretty good plays for us here. We just need to lock down one more location. You need to get 10 wins for every 10 gifted. We are going to be playing a pretty long live stream if that's the case. We have, I don't know how many, we need to, wait, for every gifted, that's 100 wins. Alexander, that's going to take me forever. I could see doing 1 win for every gifted. So whenever we have like a long live stream that we're going into, which I think I'd like to do that for like one of our subscriber milestones. Hey Thiago, how's it going? 1 win for 1 gifted. That would be much more reasonable. But I would like to do something like that for like a long live stream once we hit like either maybe global launch or we hit a subscriber milestone. I think it'd be cool to do like an extended live stream for every gifted or super chat or whatever that may be. We end up doing either 1 win, 5 wins, whatever that looks like. I think would be pretty cool. They play Carnage, you pull leader, everything dies. Oh well. Wait, what? Pilk. With Pilk with the 20/20 vision. Oh my gosh. All they had to do was play Carnage, and Pilk would have, he would have had that insight. The future sight was a really eerily close prediction, Pilk. I'm kind of impressed. Say, yeah, they better retreat. We did have the Devil Dino we were going to be able to throw here. We had Mystique to copy it. And then we had the inverse card. So we were going to be able to do some pretty big plays into that third location. And so we are no longer negative Wednesday live stream. We are now back to positive for the stream. And then we're going against Q, which is our arch nemesis. It seems like we queue into Q probably once or twice every single lunch live stream. And so he always has a really good deck, or most of the time he's running a pretty good deck. Calc, thank you so much. It was a very, very good game. And then I'm so glad that you're able to join us for the lunch live stream, but it was a good game. We got pretty lucky with the TriSkelion location. It gave us an Iwadu, so we were able to know that the third location was a Sanctum Sanctorum. DaddyGamingNightly. Yeah, I did end up shaving. So I had to go in the office yesterday. Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing, Pilk. Psylocke into Sandman into Ronan, I think is going to be pretty huge. If we can, it's the leech guy. He was much more than just leech guy, but he did counter us pretty hard a couple of times with a leech. And so if he had one here that he was able to drop somehow, then like our hand becomes pretty poor. But with the Sandman here, we'll be able to kind of guarantee the upside from our Ronan. And maybe we do Sandman here. That'll leave us clear for Ronan here. We can do a Mystique in one of these lanes. We can plan to do an Arnhem Zola to push that Ronan back here and here to make sure that we really push some high power into 2 locations. And so I think that's going to be our play. We need a Soul Patch TLSG variant. So I always do the Bryan Cranston goatee, the Breaking Bad goatee whenever I shave, just for like a second. I could never like pull it off. Like I don't have like the persona to pull off like a goatee, but I always do it for like a split second and then like giggle and then just go ahead and shave it off. But Play mid, yeah, and then you can Arnhem. Good call, Avik. And so we are going to go with the Ronan here. That's going to be a really large 12 power Ronan that we're going to have on the board. They do have a Wong, so a little bit scary because they're going to have some pretty good ongoing abilities. Here, do we go with the Devil Dino? I don't think it makes a difference, right? It's going to be 6 cards regardless. Whoever, no matter what we play, whether it be the Ronan or the Devil Dino. And depending on what they play, we may end up doing the Arnhem Zola, or maybe this location would be enough to lock it down and win. If they have a Gambit that ends up getting the double trigger, ooh, the Hobgoblin is a tough one. We do have the Devil Dino that's going to be able to push just enough power to tie the location. And then if it's Q, they run a lot of like counter style cards. Do we think they're running a leader and they're going to hit a double leader in the Crimson Cosmos? And so, I mean, if so, the Mystique, we can't really go wrong with the Mystique, right? Because then they will double copy the Mystique. It won't really give them much upside. No, it'll actually copy the Devil Dino because we have initiative. So we have initiative, so Mystique's on reveal ability will trigger before a potential leader play. So if they do copy the Mystique twice, it'll copy it here, but then leader's gonna lose here. Would Magneto mid be better? And that would pull their Wong away. So just in case they're planning on doing the leader drop, we win left and we tied right. Yeah, that may be the play, guys. Steal the Wong away, so even if they do plan on using it, they don't get much upside out of it. I do think that's a decent play line for us. Steal Wong after Mystique. Still Wong after Mystique. Wait, we can't drop Mystique. This is the last turn. So we pull Wong away. Magic from Q. No, it was the leader play. So we did have the right call with the leader into that play. So Mystique would have ended up losing us the game. Because they would have copied the double Devil Dino from leader, which would have won them the mid location by a lot. It would have been really huge for them there, and then we would have tied in Savage Land, which wouldn't have been enough for them. And so the leader was a very, 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 very clutch call there. And so very good game, Q. If you're in here. Mystique was 4, my bad. Oh, yeah. And then Baron hit it. Plus, we had Sandman, so we could only play 1 card per turn. Good game. I was running a different deck, but I love leader too much. It was a very good game, Q. That was a very close match. We thought about doing a Mystique mid, which you would have been able to copy 2 of, which would have been the Devil Dino. And so we ended up going with the generated. Oh no, Q. We're going against Q again. Okay, so it's our nemesis. He is here. Q, make sure you tab out. We have the ultimate ramp, guys. We're gonna go ahead and snap on him.
Opponent snap.
And so they end up snapping back. Leader on 6, no matter what. Snap Mr. Negative T3. For the fun times. Yeah, we can always get cubes back. We can absolutely always get cubes back. So not once have I ever successfully called a leader. In Dark Moose, typically it takes me by surprise. Usually the leader play is something that I'm not able to call correctly. But with Q, we know that he runs a lot of counter cards, so he likes to be able to disrupt the opponent's play. So I was able to luckily call the leader play there, and so I think we play Goose. We have a decent shot at pushing some power. That's only if we draw into Arnhem Zola. Q stream sniping 110% money back guarantee. Oh, that's okay. If he is, that's okay. We're not hyper competitive here. At least not yet. Maybe later on it'll be something where we need to do like a stream delay for a little bit. But as of right now, there's no real downside to losing cubes or just having fun. So I think we go with the Mr. Negative here. We can still hit an inversed Arnim Zola, which would be pretty big for the last turn play. Because we would get a pretty good upside out of it, and if they do leader, they wouldn't get a great upside. And now we can do the T4 leader. Now I don't think Q stream snipes. I think we just play up against him. I think he either tabs out or closes out of the browser whenever we get queued up against him. Yeah, that's what I would assume as well, Pilk. And so I think we do our Devil Dino. Or do we do both? Yeah, Zola costs 0. Leader into Titan and then Arnim Zola just for the insane randomness. But I don't think we play a huge power push this turn. Because of that. And then we're gonna have to worry about the leader for the rest of the game. Yeah, Ice Knight. That's the same. That's kind of where I'm at as well. So maybe we do Iron Man, and we hold our Arnim Zola for now. We can play our Devil Dino later, and then hit it with an Arnim Zola to push power. Oh, so they have an arrow. Interesting. Sandman into leader into Zola.
Iron Man.
Oh my gosh, we have so many good cards that we can play, but I'm so afraid of the leader here. Because as soon as we hit the leader call, I know is when they're gonna have dropped their leader. So the last card we played was Iron Man. What do we say we hit it with a Mystique and Arnim Zola to make these two lanes massive? And then we just go for it. We try to hope that they don't have the leader. I think I'd rather copy the inverse Mystique rather than the Devil Dino. Because if it does push it here, I think we're okay. Because we'll have 2 Iron Men here. So even if they do drop a leader somewhere, I think we're all right. And then leader would have to be here, which would kind of force them to fill up some of the board. And they may even accidentally duplicate their leader, which would fill up their board even further. I think even against the leader, this is okay. So if we see the one leader card, okay, so it's Black Bolt. So it's not the leader play here, but that's... I think Black Bolt is actually a little bit more beneficial for us.
Iron Man.
We know that I think right now we're going to be winning in the TriSkelion. We can drop leader on the last turn, which should give us the guaranteed win, I believe. Yeah, and then the leader final turn coming in, I think should lock it in for us. And we have a pretty good lead in all of the lanes. But if they do push power here somehow, so we do leader. If they do copy leader, then they get 4 power cards. We still win this one and this one. If they play something else, then we copy what they play. The only downside is if they maybe flood the board, but I think that's going to be tough. I think this will be a win. Do we play Jubilee into Elysium just for the extra 4 power? Turn 6 leader versus leader. So we can do Jubilee there. If they copy it, it's not going to generate a lot of power. It's just an extra board presence for us. It doesn't hurt. If they have an Enchantress that they play there, it's going to be an Enchantress regardless. I think this is what we lock it in with. I would leave it open to copy whatever they play. But we have the Iron Man, so if it is just a large power card, I think we just brute force outpower them. And then even if they do, they'd have to drop like a 6-cost card here. We'd still win in mid and right lane. It may be. We're already leading or winning that location, but what if they do a Carnage? I don't think they would, but what if? Super unlikely, but so they do the Jubilee in Titan, which pulls into their Baron. Okay, so I don't think they're gonna, and then it's Namor. So we do come up with the 3-lane win. Actually, Baron actually pushed us up over just a little bit further with our Devil Dino too. And so we are now gonna be 11 cubes up for the lunch live stream so far. Thank you, Q, for the 8 cube game. Thank you for obliging. We were just snapping off the bat just out of just for some content. So thank you. Very good game, Q, as always. This young man is too. It was the old man TLSG that wasn't able to keep up with Q. The Mystique play was huge. I was really afraid that you had the leader, and that as soon as we dropped all of our inverted cards, you were gonna have the leader just dropped just perfectly into the lane to copy all of that power. Harry, I don't think they were free cubes. I think they were well-earned, well-fought cubes. Up until today, Q was like, at one point, Q was 4-0 against us, against different decks. And so definitely not free anytime we go up against Q. Q donating cubes is greater than money. And so as always, very good game, Q. So we're gonna have a Mr. Negative on 4. They drop a Goose. So I wonder, maybe they're running an ongoing deck, is what you typically see Goose in, and I love this Goose variant. I think it's so sleek. I don't know why. You're Q. We always assume you have leader. Yeah, and then the last turn, I was assuming you would like Jubilee into the leader. Oh, that's pretty awful for him. Wow. That is a terrible expansion. It ended up destroying their Goose. I want all the Goose variants, all of them. So that Goose variant is actually the only one that I know about, or that I've seen, or I can recall off the top of my head. Does he have other cool variants as well? Umais, you're okay. We have been live about 47 minutes, but it is absolutely okay. I completely understand. The live will be up on the channel, so if you do want to kind of come back and check it out, you can always do that as well. But we do have another maybe 15-20 minutes, and so you're not completely at the end either. I'm just glad that you were able to jump in and join us for the lunch live stream. There's a very beautiful Goose variant that includes the slightest tentacles coming. I'm gonna have to look it up on SnapFan or Marvel Snap Zone or one of the fan sites to see, because that sounds like it could be pretty cool. But I don't know that I've ever seen that one. And so they're running a Quinjet. So they are running an ongoing deck. This is the same opponent that had the Goose earlier. 12 minutes left to hit exactly an hour. If we end up going over, sometimes we go over by like 5 or 10 minutes. Then no beard. Yeah, so I did end up shaving. I had an in-office day on yesterday. And it was I was getting ready in the morning, and it was like an impulse thing, because I haven't went into work physically with a full beard, and I got super in my head, and I was like, nope, I'm just gonna shave it, and I didn't put too much thought into it. I think Ronan is just okay here. I don't think he's phenomenal. We can hide our Devil Dino behind here and maybe hit it with an Arnim Zola. So on 3, they dropped a card into Dark Dimension, so we don't have to worry about it being a Wong, which would be my big concern. I think this is probably an Ebony Maw if they're running the Spectrum buff deck. Hey, Schmitty, yeah, you got it right. So Matt, what do I do for work? I do data. I'm a data analyst for HR. I work really closely between our company's leaders and IT to make sure that any new systems and things that we roll out I bridge the gap between the two. Plus 12 Qs. What is going on? So Q actually came in. We got a couple of really good games. We lost a couple of District X games that were kind of unfortunate. We snapped off of the District X like immediately after the pull. Do we do Sandman here? They typically, after turn 4 or 5, they don't drop too many cards onto the board. So I think maybe we go with Jubilee instead. We can pull into some decent drops. I don't know what the best play line is going to be here. And then you're an engineer. Nice. Oh, that's the worst. Not being an engineer. Pulling into Mystique was the worst. So I have to assume that there's probably a Wong and a Spectrum coming behind the Dark Dimension. And so that's going to be 4 triggers. We definitely would want to divert our power, but that's only going to be 8 power into mid and 8 power into Atlantis. So if it triggers 4 times, that's going to be... that's not enough to win Crimson Cosmos. It would be enough to tie us in Atlantis, but it's not enough to win. All right, yeah, I am in America, so I'm actually in Texas. I just have a weird schedule that I keep, but so I think we retreat on this one. I assume that they have the Spectrum, and if they have the Wong Spectrum, we're definitely up against a hard rock. The Mystique pull, had we pulled into something a little bigger, may have been fine, but with the Mystique pull, that puts us a little bit too far behind. Texas, ew. Oh, so in Texas, nice. We have both ends of the spectrum. And so I'm not originally from Texas, but when I was in high school, my parents moved here for work, and I ended up just kind of staying around, so I'm close to them. But I'm not a true born Texas either. TLSG is madder than a wet hen. We have the I don't know if he's in the stream, but there's a user Poison that keeps saying we need to do an all-out Texas stream, like with the dogs, the hat, the accent, and everything. And I don't want to be offensive to any of our potential audience that may take offense from the Texas. Yeah, Sandy Cheeks is from Texas. And as SpongeBob said, or maybe it was her, she said she wanted to go home in the first episode. Yeah, SpongeBob kind of hit right around the time I was just getting old enough to... I was in that weird middle ground between watching cartoons and like moving on to different things. So I think I want to do the Jubilee to try to pull into our Sandman here. If we can get Sandman, we're going to lock in their huge hand size, which would be great for our Ronan. I don't think dropping Ronan just yet would be ideal. So we are going to take the gamble here. And then where's Clarice? Actually, oh, she's over by the back window today. For whatever reason, she's not laying back here. The Devil Dino's okay as well. We need an old Western style stream, like put a stream filter where it's like all the like the yellowish orange haze. I mean, we could do it up pretty big. Zola on Captain Marvel would be pretty nice. Hey Garrett, thank you so much for joining us as a Team Super Supporter.
Hey, welcome. It took you long enough.
And so that gives you early access to some of our videos, depending on when they are coming out. I don't get all of them up early. A lot of times I fall asleep while I'm editing, so it doesn't come up until right before. But I do appreciate the support, and I do try to push as many of those out early as I can. We could also do like a white tiger into an Arnim Zola, and then you also get access to the cool emojis as well. So I appreciate you jumping in and joining us as a channel member. We have the yeehaw. I would yeehaw to that. Oh,
hey, welcome. It took you long enough.
And then, hey, Kraken Knoll, thank you so much for joining the team as well as a supporter. I really do appreciate all of the support, guys. It is very greatly appreciated. We could do a white tiger here. On 6, we could end up using Arnim Zola, and we could copy the white tiger to generate more tokens. Maybe not the best play line, but it is the one that we're going with. So they get to see what we're playing this turn. So I think maybe we do, and then Garrett, I've been watching for a while now, and the content is really, really awesome. Thank you so much. I am so glad to have such great supporters and such a great community around me. These videos, these live streams, all of this wouldn't be possible without you guys. So I know I say it a whole lot, but thank you guys so much for all of the support and just even being viewers. That's huge as well. Zola mid, it'll grab Hobgoblin guaranteed. I was thinking of Zola mid. My only concern is maybe they end up dropping a Professor X to lock down one of the lanes, and then it wouldn't hit it as well. But I do think it's worth a shot. I think it's that random chance that we're going to go with on the next turn. We have that 1 out of 3, the spicy 1 out of 3 chance to send them 2 Hobgoblins in return. We'll do the double return to sender. Then we have all the howdies and all the yeehaws coming in. Oh my gosh, you guys are too much. So Mix said, "What are your top 3 decks of all time?" Oh, it's like they heard us. They heard us talking about the Zola coming in. So we have the lead right now. We could do, I was going to say we could do a leader, but with the Daredevil and Professor X, I'd be afraid of a Destroyer coming in. They will get an extra 3 power in Monster Metropolis. He sucks. He's ruining our fun. I'm thinking probably the Captain Marvel would have been the best play, and that would account for any Destroyer play. So if they played it here to get the highest power card bonus, Captain Marvel could have moved here. Otherwise, it would have pushed into the Murder World. And so that was probably the play that I was leaning towards, knowing that a lot of Professor X Daredevil decks do run Destroyer. A leader would not have been a safe play for us. And so we are going to go back up to 12 cubes for the day. We do have a little bit longer, so we're going to play just a couple more. We need to make TLSG the state mascot on the Texas Wikipedia. Oh my gosh. And then I could only imagine. And then we have Q again. So I think we snap right off the bat again. Regardless of what we have, we're going to snap. TLSG anticipating the opponent's anticipating. Oh, and TLSG anticipating is greater than the opponent anticipating. So we are going to give it a spicy double snap game. For it may end up being our last game for the day, but I think it's worth potentially donating the cubes back to Q. He's been a good sport, and he's always constantly in the stream supporting us and queuing into us. So 2 out of 3 at good Arnim Zola. Also, if it hit the Tiger, yeah, both would be pretty good. The only downside would be the Psylocke. Had we been able to play there instead of the Professor X being dropped. Did you cut your hair? So I shaved a Kaichu. I shaved off the beard. I haven't cut my hair for a little ever since the when it all got chopped off. Psylocke doesn't do us a lot of good here, especially since we're gonna shuffle our hand in, but I think we play it just to have the power on the board. That's one extra card that we don't have to worry about potentially drawing back into. So it gives us a better chance to draw into our 4-cost cards next turn. Tell HR Ben Brode wants some data analysis for his game. so we have to be a tad bit late after lunch. Hey Mix, thank you so much for jumping in and joining us as a team supporter. I really do appreciate all of the support, guys. You guys are absolutely phenomenal.
Hey, welcome. It took you long enough.
And then I think we play our I think we play Ronan and Sunspot. Or maybe we play Ronan and hide it so that they can't flood the board if that's the case. Maybe we hide the Ronan into the Dark Dimension. It'll be a good card to potentially hit with an Arnim Zola on the last turn to push power into Nidavellir and Atelin. Oh my gosh. Yeah, welcome Mix. Thank you so much for joining. Enjoy the emotes, the badge, and the great community that we have around us. Leader works in the Dark Dimension. Yeah, Leader would work in the Dark Dimension as well to copy the cards that they played on the last turn. It's not going to be optimal. but maybe we steal their Wong with Rogue. And then we could double, leader. Yeah, I think I like that. No point. Q is already stream sniping. He knows you have Ronan. I doubt that he's stream sniping, guys. We've won and lost too many games, I think, for it to be stream sniping. So we are going to drop Rogue, which will steal the Wong. On the final turn, we can do a double on reveal leader. So if they play cards into Dark Dimension, we're going to create 2 copies. If they drop into Nidavellir, we'll create 2 copies there as well. And so I think it'll be a pretty good play line. I think it's going to be a little bit better than dropping the Arnim Zola. No, Q has been donating cubes today, but overall, I think if we win this one, we'll be about even now. Q and Mr. Muffles stream snipers, not clickbait. If anybody is a stream sniper, that's okay. We're Mr. Positive. It's okay. We're having a good time regardless, and so no matter what, Q seems like a very genuine person. So every time they queue up against us, I do truly believe that they jump out of the stream. Yeah, Rogue Wong, and then we're now going to do the double leader play. And then Schmitty. Q is a gentle person and is a scholar. They're a gentleman and well, I guess we don't know. We don't know their gender, so a gentle person. I guess you're right, Schmitty. So they use an Arnim Zola, which then does their White Tiger, which might not be great. Oh, we're gonna have a lot of. Oh, this is gonna be chaos. We're gonna have 2 Arnim Zolas, right? So then Arnim Zola is gonna copy Arnim Zola and destroy Arnim Zola to push himself, which will destroy the Psylocke again and push it back over to the side. Oh, what a last turn play. Okay, and so we do lose. The Ronan was not quite enough to push the powers. So it turns out that the Psylocke over in Dark Dimension was actually gonna be needed. Oh my gosh. So that dropped. We had some really big high power. Oh no, Ryo. We are just closing out. I'm glad you were able to jump in and join us live, but I'm glad you were able to jump in and join us live, but we are closing out now. And then Q, very good game. You did that last turn was absolutely nutty. The Arnim Zola play into. Is the stream dying for anyone else? The Arnim Zola play into the double leader was absolutely chaos. And so the stream's lagging. Oh, and Ryo, you're okay. I completely understand. The recap will be on the YouTube channel as well. So if you are ever unable to join in, I enjoy interacting with you guys, but you can always catch it live as well. Yeah, you can catch it on the video on demand. And so the stream died for a second for me. I'll double check the bandwidth in the stream health to try and figure out what happened. But with that 8 cube loss, we are going to end it on a low note today. And then I love the Q matches. Can't wait for the best of 5 throwdown. And so we are back and forth. Q is always a very good matchup. He runs a lot of like anti-meta style decks, which I think are really fresh. I think they're really fun to play against. And so we are going to go ahead and close out here, guys. I'll check on the stream health to figure out why it died for a second, but I'm glad that all of you jumped in and joined us for the lunch live stream today. I had a great time, even though we only ended up with a positive 4. We're still positive nonetheless. We had a lot of great interaction. Todd coming in with the gifted subs. We had both Mix and Crack and Noel join us as team members as well. So thank you guys, all 3 of you guys. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. My boss is messing with my ISP to get me back to work. I will be back tomorrow with another video and another lunch live stream, so I will catch you guys there. I hope you have a great rest of your day. This has been TLSG.